Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're getting into something really close to the heart for a lot of us. Tamiya RC models. They're more than toys, aren't they? Kind of a cultural thing, pure childhood. And that box art. Do you remember the Hornet or the Sand Scorcher? Just looking at the box got your imagination going way before you even touched a part. Plus, the build itself, it's almost like a ritual. You get this connection you just don't get with a ready to run.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fascinating, isn't it? How that feeling, that whole experience, it used to be all centered around the local hobby shop, but now
Yeah?
it's completely shifted. We've got this whole new world of digital garages online. So this deep dive, it's basically your guide to navigating all these online spots for vintage Tamiya, for the re-releases, all of it. We'll unpack what makes them tick, help you find, your perfect digital pit lane.
Okay, so diving into all these different online communities sounds like a lot. How did you even start to sort of evaluate them? What was the approach?
Good question. We basically used a two-part framework. First up was the quantitative side, what we call the popularity score. So that's looking at the obvious stuff like membership numbers, how many posts there are. But crucially, we also looked hard at the activity level. That's key.
Right, right. So it tells you if it's actually a living community, not just some like dusty old archive.
Exactly. You need to know if people are actually talking.
Yeah.
Then the second pillar was the qualitative stuff, our community score.
Ah, okay. So this is more about the feel of the place. Like, what's the vibe?
Precisely. This looked at the forum's character, like its specific focus. Is it super niche or really broad? That affects the signal-to-noise ratio and also its culture. Is it friendly for newbies or is it more, experts only? And finally, the resource depth. Does it have cool, unique things like reliable marketplaces or amazing archives?
That makes sense. And one thing we kept seeing pop up everywhere was this whole vintage versus re-release thing. People get really passionate about it. The old mechanical speed controllers versus modern ESCs, or like proper original decals versus the made-up brands on the new ones.
Oh, yeah. That debate is constant. And it's interesting. It's not just about the parts themselves. It's really about the soul of the hobby, isn't it? It's this sort of negotiation between, like, preserving history and embracing the new tech. Both sides feel strongly about what makes a Tamiya real.
So let's get into some specifics. Which are the big players, the main digital garages people should know about?
Okay, top of the list, you've got to mention TamiyaClub.tc.
Yeah.
It's kind of the Bible for collectors, for restorers. Think of it like a living museum. It's got this amazing My Showroom feature where people display their models, plus an incredibly precise kit database. So you can actually check, like, is this the original Frog Kit 58401 or the re-release 58354, stuff like that. And the trade section there is very highly trusted.
Wow. Okay. So Tamiya Club sounds essential for the serious restorer, the historian type. What about if you're maybe just getting back into it or need broader advice?
Right. For that, RC Groups is probably your first stop. It's just huge, a real behemoth. Covers basically every single RC niche you can imagine. Because it's so big, almost any Tamiya question you have, it's probably been asked and answered there already. The historical archive is immense. I remember seeing a thread from 2021, some guy returning to the hobby getting super specific advice on modern ESCs like the Hobbywing 1060. You just have to be ready for a lot of content, a high volume of posts.
Okay, RC Groups for Brett. What about something maybe a bit more modern, faster paced?
And you're looking at Reddit, specifically the subreddits for Tamiya and ReRe cars. It's very visual, very fast, super welcoming, actually, especially if you're new. Great for asking a quick question, sharing a photo of your latest build, like all the buzz around the new Tamiya BBX kit recently. But yeah, because it moves so fast, it's not the best place if you need to do deep historical research. Things get buried quickly.
Makes sense. And besides those big three, we found some really cool specialized places too, didn't we?
Oh, definitely. If you're into hyper-realistic scale builds, like really detailed stuff, Scale Builders Guild is amazing. If you're obsessed with the Clodbuster monster truck, and who isn't, then Clod Talk is the place. It's all Clod, all the time. And for people really into vintage RC racing, getting performance out of old kits, RC 10 Talk has some serious technical knowledge, even beyond just RC 10.
So it's not just forums anymore, is it? The landscape keeps changing.
Not at all. Yeah, the traditional forums are fantastic for that deep, searchable knowledge base. But you've also got things like Facebook groups, which are great for quick chats, finding local people maybe. And YouTube is huge now too, right? So many build videos, running videos. Often that's the gateway that gets people inspired for their next project.
Okay, so pulling this all together for someone listening, what does it actually mean for you? How do you pick?
Well, like we said, the best place, it really depends entirely on what you're trying to do, your specific mission.
Right. So, for example, if you're that returning veteran, you found an old grasshopper in the attic, maybe.
Yeah, for that person, I'd say start searching on RC groups for general advice on getting it running.
Hmm.
Then maybe hop over to Tamiya Club to verify some specific vintage parts. And then, share photos of your progress on Reddit.
Okay. And if you're a meticulous restorer, going for box art, perfect.
Tamiya Club, no question. It's indispensable for that kind of work. The database, the showrooms, the marketplace.
What about the person running the modern re-releases? Looking for hop-ups, performance tips?
For them, Reddit and RC groups are probably the best bet. Lots of discussion about modern electronics, upgrades, things like that.
And finally, the custom builder. Someone going totally off script.
Yeah, for pure creativity, those specialized forums are gold. Scale Builders Guild, Claude Talk, RC10 Talk, depending on their specific obsession.
So it really boils down to matching the community to your goal.
Exactly. There's no single best forum, only the one that fits your passion, what you want to achieve right now.
Which actually leads to a really interesting thought for you listening. Knowing all this, knowing the different strengths of these digital garages, how might you change how you approach your next Tamiya project? Or even just your next search for information? What part of this whole Tamiya world gets you most excited? Is it the build, the driving, the history, or maybe just connecting with other fans? Something to think about.